Minasan, konnichiwa. It is January 12th, 2015 at approximately 5:43 a.m. And this is my moment of truth. I hadn't done moment of truth for quite some time. And every time when I look at my vlogs or I kind of review things, it's always kind of interesting to see what's going on. So it's a little open diary and snippet of my life. What's been going on lately? I think I've been reaching tough times, folks. Tough times with just stuff in general that's going on. I have no level of peace at times, and there's sometimes always just a pain in the butt thing to deal with. And you're probably wondering, well, okay, I could easily make a vlog from inside the building where I live, but I'm not doing a vlog from inside the building where I live because there's stuff going on, and I'm just tired of it. If Jenna Margles can make a vlog about her septic system backing up and things just not working, then I can make a vlog of stuff that's going on in my life too, right? Yes, I can. That's a thumbs up. Is that one thumbs up? One thumbs up? Two thumbs up. There you go. Oh no, what's been going on lately? Well, let me fill you in on a little bit of history, and I'm glad that it's history, but it's still kind of rebounded back. It's one of those things. At the turn of the year, I had an issue with a lamp of mine that had fallen, and it sustained some damage, and it set off the breaker, or what I want to assume is the breaker, the circuit breaker in the basement of the building where I live. So I had no power in the building, well, no power in the unit where I lived. So I went down to the fuse box, took a look in to see which breaker had been tripped, and none of the breakers had flipped. So I was kind of questioning, I said, oh crap. And this is at the point these days where, if you guys recall from my last moment of truth, and, oh, excuse me, probably part of my resolutions vlog, that I'm getting organized. So I have a ton of things in my place that are pretty much everywhere, and I was kind of debating. I said, well, okay, if I call the landlord and say that I have a problem with power, then he might send a team of electrician people over, and they'll have to inconveniently wake me up and take a look at all the sockets and whatever in my unit and all that stuff. So I'll have to move a lot of crap, and then they're going to look at this and say, my God, you got a lot of stuff in here, you know. Can't you do something about it just to have it nice and neat? And yeah, they probably would do something about that. And I just didn't want the trouble with that. So I just let it be and let it be and let it be. So I went through probably I believe it was a good part of a week. Well, let's see, it started Monday night before I headed out for work. And it went on up to Friday, and let's see, it was Saturday night. The power just instantly popped back on. So I was questioning whether that maybe somebody had figured it out or whatever, but the power came on. I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. I like it. I'll take the power back again. So it wasn't until later on, when I had my heater plugged in, I actually started using my new heater, and I had it in the lowest setting, and it was cold, so I put it on the high setting. And then I just kind of set it all off towards the night. And it worked, and everything was fine. I think it was probably the first or second night that I used it that it actually skipped off sometime while I was sleeping during the day. So, that was, let me see, this past Friday that it happened. And I had no power in my unit. So, I said, well, all right, to hell with this. You know, I'm going to call the landlord. Obviously, he might know where the switch is because it flipped on that Saturday night before. And I said, yeah, okay, maybe it'll work. And so I called him up, and I said, oh, I have no power, blah, 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 blah. Here's the situation. And none of the fuses had tripped. I looked in all 1, 2, 3 boxes of the basement and couldn't find a fuse circuit breaker that had been tripped. So I actually tried one night flipping some stuff a little bit, but that I kind of thought was my unit because I've seen it trip before, and certainly not the case this time. So what do I have? Well, my landlord said, he'll be over there in about half an hour to kind of look at things in the basement and try to figure it out. So I just got ready for work. He didn't show up, half an hour later. And I just headed out to work and did that thing. So I came back here out after work, and in the morning I found that, the power is still off. So I wrote a note for the person who's like the superintendent of the building, in case you get locked out or whatever, he can help you out. He has the keys to all the units, blah, 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 blah. And I thought my landlord probably forgot about me. Yeah, okay. So he didn't know which fuse circuit breaker it was that probably went, because usually you'd see it flipped also, and that's his experience. And he called the landlord that morning. I decided, hey, you know what? I need to have the oil changed in my car. That's what I did. I just wanted to get it done. So when I came back, the superintendent of the building came over and knocked on my door, and blah, 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 blah. We discussed this thing. And yeah, he figured it usually would be something that, you'd see it tripped already. So he contacted the landlord, and the landlord, I guess after not figuring it out, he actually came in Friday night. I was informed of that later on. And he called some electrician contracting people to come in and take a look at things. So I didn't know they were coming in until probably quarter to 12 in the afternoon. Yeah, it was like 11:45 in the morning. They were banging on my door to, get in, take a look at things. So, of course, I have a lot of stuff in my unit, and, it's not something I'm really comfortable with at this situation, because I'm not organized. So I just pushed a lot of crap out of the way and had to make a way so they could get to the outlets, so they did. Got to check things out. I talked to one of these electrician people, and I said, well, do you think it's a circuit breaker? And I said, no, I don't think it's a circuit breaker. So he was very destitute to check all the outlets and do that sort of thing. And, that's fine and dandy, but he couldn't find anything wrong with the outlets. So, it's a little bit of back and forth going on with that. And all of a sudden, that afternoon, the power actually just turned on by itself. So there you go. So I had power again, power to my little fridge in my unit, and everything was hunky-dory. So I just decided to, well, I'm up, let me stay up a little bit, have something to eat. I went to bed very, very late, at about, I'd say 3:34 something in the afternoon. And when I woke up, I just got back to regular business, just to have something to eat, relax a little bit, watch a few YouTube videos. And I hadn't figured it out or looked at it too much, but I went down in the basement to figure out which circuit breaker was actually there that they were actually involved into trying to fix or whatever was going. And they actually labeled it. I wanted to find out which one it was. So I took a look at it, and they did label it with my unit number on it. So I went back up to my unit, and I said, it's cold, let me take the chance, let me put the heater and plug it in, and just turn it on and try to keep it on low. So what happened? Well, I turned it on, and instantaneously the circuit was tripped again. So I ran down to the basement, checked to see if the circuit breaker was all set, and it wasn't. So once again, I have something that didn't have any indication that the circuit was broken. I suspect in my heart of hearts that the circuit breaker is gone. It's shot. It needs to be replaced. I looked it up here on the web. I looked it up here on YouTube, and it seems to be the case. But I'm not a professional electrician type of person. I don't know everything that they know. And if there's something they've got to do and deal with, they're going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. This is not where I rent. That's not my property. I don't own it. So I'm not going to be taking those chances. And you don't mess with electricity. It's just not safe. So where am I right now? I'm with no power. And I figured with me being disorganized right now, I'm just having things all over the place. I said, you know what? I'm not going to deal with it. It's just a pain in the butt. I'm going to get organized. I bought myself a portable light source, which is sitting on my dash now, helping to light the way to this vlog. And I have one of my, actually camera LED lights up here too. So It's not really fancy. I just didn't want to put too much work into it. But yeah, I'm without power. I suspect that the power is going to be out and instantaneously, maybe in the next 2 to 3 days. I assume that the electricity is going to just pop on automatically in my place. So we'll be waiting to see that happen. But I'm certainly not going to be plugging in my heater for a while. I think I'd rather have electricity than heat. And right now it's 28 degrees outside, which is not bad, which means it's fairly clement in the unit where I live. But I do suspect that somewhere within January and February, it will go and dip down to 0 and maybe sub-zero temperatures from time to time. So we're going to see how that goes. I just don't want to deal with things until I get organized. I just hate things like this. I hate things that happen where it always seems the case I have some stupid thing to deal with. And later on when I'm organized, then I'll call the landlord and bother him to have somebody come over, take a look at this, and finally fix it. But right now it's just not that time. I mean, when they knock on the door at 11:45, I just get thrown off. And I know that they'll probably need to do that again if they need to look at things. So grin and bear it, but at least by then I'll probably be ready for it. So we'll see what goes on. It's just always something to deal with. I know over a couple years ago, right before I left YouTube, I had an exhaust leak that was starting to emerge on my car, and I always have some kind of stupid thing to do. I mean, if I was up during the day, this would be an easier thing to deal with. I think everything would be much easier. But when I work at night and I sleep during the day, nothing's ever convenient, Even last year at this time, I was looking at a situation where I needed to have the brakes replaced on my car. And that was just killing me. I needed to plan a nice time where I could actually walk a long time to get to the shop and do that back and forth thing without driving. So it was a work in progress. Tough times, folks, tough times. But I know that I can look back on this vlog and see a little bit of history and say, yeah, okay, well, there you go. I'd like to think everybody goes through this kind of stuff, but no, not the case. I suppose I might be just special in that case. This is my moment of truth. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until then, be good. Don't do anything that I went doing. Oh yeah, stay safe. Stay safe, guys.